Hello viewers! In this video, we'll dive into the Power Query tools, focusing on how to use the interface for data transformation and cleaning. Power Query is a data connection and transformation tool that simplifies the process of importing, cleaning, and reshaping data from various sources. It offers an easy interface for users to combine and refine data. With Power Query, users can automate data preparation tasks, save time, and ensure consistent data analysis workflows. In our previous lesson, we imported an Excel dataset into Power BI. The link to the dataset is given in the description. Before getting deep into this session, let's understand the dataset that we are going to use. We're using the Global Superstore dataset from Kaggle.com, which includes records like sales figures, customer information, and transaction dates across different regions. This dataset has 51,290 rows and 26 columns. To launch, go to the Home tab on the top ribbon and then click Transform Data. Here it is, the Power Query editor. Power Query editor is divided into 4 parts. Navigator pane, located on the left. Here you can see each dataset loaded into Power BI. You can select different tables to work on them. Query settings pane. On the right, this pane shows the history of all transformation steps for the selected query. You can revisit and modify any step whenever you need it. Ribbon contains all the necessary tools for cleaning and transforming data. Data preview area, the main workspace where your data is displayed in a table format. Here you can directly edit and transform your data. In the Home tab, by the New Source option, you can connect different types of data from external sources. In the Recent Source option, you can find the list of all recently used data sources. With the Enter Data option, you can create a table manually. Click here to add a new column. Click here to add a new row. You can manually input your data in the cells. You can also copy a data range from your Excel and paste it in this editor. It will create a custom table inside your Power Query. The Data Source Settings option is for managing the privacy and paths of different data sources. You can change the source, edit the permissions, and clear the permissions. Click on the Change Source. You can change the file path to change your data source. You can sync your source data with the Refresh Preview option. With the Manage tool, you can delete the selected table, duplicate it, or create a new table that references this table. Moving forward, in the Choose Columns option, you can choose the columns that you want to keep in your table. For example, if we check mark Category, City, Country, Customer ID, Customer Name, Product ID, and Profit column, it will keep only these fields in the table. Also, by using this option, you can go to a specific column in the preview. Let's select the State column. It will directly take us to the State column in the preview. From the Remove Column option, you can delete the selected columns. Or you could remove all other columns rather than the selected ones. Keep rows. This option allows you to retain only the rows you need from your dataset. Select Keep Top Rows and specify the number of rows you need to keep from top of your dataset. Input 5. It will keep only top 5 rows of your dataset. Select Keep Bottom Rows and specify the number of column you need to keep from the bottom of your dataset. Input 5. It will keep only bottom 5 rows of the dataset. Select Keep Range of Rows. Specify the first row and total number of rows. Input 3 in the first row prompt and 10 in the number of rows. It will keep from row No 3 to 12 of the dataset. Keep Duplicates option will keep only the duplicate values of the selected column. Select the Customer ID column and run Keep Duplicates function. It returns only the duplicate customer IDs. In the same way, Remove Rows option allows you to remove unwanted rows that you don't need in the dataset. All the options under this tool work opposite of Keep Rows tool. The Sort Ascending tool quickly organizes our data values from the smallest to the largest. And Sort Descending arranges from the largest down to the smallest. Select the Order Date column and choose Sort Ascending to arrange dates from earliest to latest. For the opposite order, select Sort Descending to display dates from the latest to the earliest. The Split Column feature in Power Query allows to divide a single column into multiple columns based on a delimiter, number of characters, by positions, and in many other ways. This is useful for separating combined data, like full names into first and last names, or addresses into city, state, and zip code. Select the Order ID column and choose Split Column tool, and then By Delimiter. You can choose a delimiter from the drop-down, or you can manually enter one. Input hyphen here, then select each occurrence of the delimiter, and then proceed. It split the column each time the hyphen occurred in the value. If you select leftmost delimiter, the column will split based on the first hyphen encountered in each value, creating 2 new columns, one with the text before the first hyphen and another with the remainder. Similarly, selecting rightmost delimiter will split the column based on the last hyphen in each value. Select the Product ID column and go to Split Column tool, and then by number of characters. Set number of characters to 5. This operation divides the column into new columns, each containing the first 5 characters of the original value. If you select far left as possible, the split will occur only once for each entry, creating 2 new columns. The first will contain the first 5 characters from the product ID, and the second will contain the remainder of the characters, if any. Conversely, choosing far right as possible applies the split based on the last 5 characters, creating 2 new columns, where the first contains all characters before the last 5 characters of the product ID, and the second column captures the last 5 characters. Now, choose Split Column by Positions. In this method, you specify the exact character positions where you want the split to occur in your column. For example, if you enter positions 3 and 6, Power Query will divide the product ID column into 2 new columns, the first containing the characters between positions 3 and 6, and the second containing the remainder of the characters after position 6. If you enter positions 3, 6, 10, this will split the column into 3 columns. The first containing the characters between positions 3 and 6, the second containing the characters between positions 6 and 10, and the third containing the remainder of the characters after position 10. This precise control allows for data manipulation, especially useful for structured text fields. Again, if we select Product Name column and run Split Column by non-digit to digit, Power Query will automatically detect transitions from non-numeric to numeric characters in the column values and split the column at these points. This results in separating text descriptions from any following numeric data.
The Group By tool. This function groups rows based on the values of the currently selected column. It enables to perform various operations like counting, summing, or averaging data within specific groups. Select the category column, then run Group By. Here, choose the desired output calculation. We are choosing the count rows. This operation summarizes the data by showing how many items or rows there are for each category, providing a clear overview of the distribution of categories within the dataset. If we choose Sum as the operation and Profit column for output measurement, it will return total profits for each type of category. If we choose Average as the operation and Profit column for output measurement, it will return average profits for each type of category. Again, if we choose Max as operation and here Profit column as before, it will return the maximum profit for each type of category. This time, we'll group our table using 2 columns. Select the Advanced option. First, Add Country. Click on Add Grouping, and then Add Category. Choose Sum operation and the Shipping Cost to column for calculation. This setup aggregated the shipping costs within each category for every country. The Append queries and Merge queries feature are used to combine data from different sources. Append queries is used to add the rows of one table to another, assuming they have the same columns. This is useful when you have data of the same structure. Basically, 2 tables are combined vertically in this method. On the other hand, Merge queries is used to join 2 tables based on a common column. This allows to enrich a table with additional columns from another table based on matching values in a key column. In this method, 2 tables are combined horizontally. For this exercise, we have manually created 3 tables with the Enter Data tool. Both tables are in the same structure, they have similar columns. In Table A, we have prices for some products for the year 2022 and 2023. In Table B, we have prices for the year 2024. Now go to Append Queries, and then Append Queries as New. Choose Table A as the first option and Table B as the second option. Proceed. It will create a new table Append 1, where we can see the rows from Table A and B are combined into one single table. In Table C, we have the product size column for each of the types. Now, let's set product size for all these rows in Append 1 table. Go to Merge Queries, and then Emerge Queries as New. Choose Append 1 in the first drop-down and then a Table Sieve in the second drop-down. Select the product column for both tables. Here we are setting the product column as the key to merge both tables. A new table has been created, Merge 1. Click on this button in Table C column. Check Mark only on a product size. Here it is, Append 1 and Table C is merged. All the rows of Append 1 now have a product size column. Here we can see that the columns are not defined with header names. Go to Transform tab. Click on the tool to use first row as header. It makes the first row values as the header name for each of the columns. Again, choose Use Header as the first row. It does exactly the opposite. It makes the header of the table as the first row. From the Data Type option, you can change the type of each column. Choose the Order Date column, go to Data Type, and select Date. The column's type now converted into date. Choose the Profit column and choose the data type as the decimal number. You can also choose any column and click on Detect Data Type. It will automatically detect the data type of selected column. With the Rename function, we can change the name of any column. We can also change the column name by double-clicking on it. Replace Value tool helps in replacing any value in the selected column. Select the Country column. Go to Replace Value. Type United States in this prompt and type US in the Replace With prompt. All the values that United States now replaced with US. Pivot column transforms distinct values from one column into multiple columns. It turns a long list of data into a wider, more readable format, based on the criteria that we set. Unpivoting column is the reverse process. It transforms all selected columns into one column, and their values in other column. This is useful for normalizing data. It converts a wide table into a longer, narrower format. Unpivoting consolidates multiple columns into rows. Choose Category, City, and the Profit column. Select the Category column. Go to Pivot column. Choose Profit as the values. It transformed the Category column into multiple columns based on its distinct values. Here we can see the profits in different categories for each city. Select all these category columns and click Unpivot columns. It transforms all selected columns into one column and their values in other column. The Format option in Power Query allows casing and cleaning of text, enhancing readability and analysis. Select Customer Name column. Go to Format option, choose Lowercase. It will transform all characters of selected column into lowercase. Select uppercase. It will transform all characters of customer names into uppercase. Similarly, capitalize each word will convert the first letter of each word into an uppercase letter. Trim function removes leading and trailing white spaces from each cell. Add prefix. Input bay1-. This will be added in front of every cell values. Add suffix. Input z1, this will be added in the end of each values. The extract option in Power Query allows you to pull specific pieces of data from a column, such as text lengths, substrings, or parts of dates, simplifying detailed data manipulation and analysis. Select Customer Name column, go to Extract option, choose a length. It will return the total number of characters on that cell. Choose the first characters. Enter 5 in the text box. It will keep the first 5 characters of the name. Choose the last characters, enter 5 in the text box. It will keep the last 5 characters of the name. Choose range, enter 3 as the first character, and then 6 as the range. It will keep 6 character from the third index. Select the Customer ID column. Choose Text before delimiter, and enter hyphen as the delimiter. It will return only the characters before hyphen in the Customer ID column. Choose Text after delimiter, enter hyphen as the delimiter. Similarly, it will return only the characters after hyphen in the Customer ID column. Select Order ID column, then choose Text between delimiters. Enter hyphen in both the start and the end delimiter option. It will return the middle value in the Order ID column. The Statistics tool is used to perform statistical operations in numerical columns. To perform this exercise, let's resize the dataset with some selective columns. Choose Category, City, Country, Customer ID, Profit, Quantity, Sales, Ship Date and Shipping Cost columns. Change the data type of profit, quantity, sales, and shipping cost into decimal number. Select the Profit column. Go to Transform tab. Then Statistics 2 and choose Sum Operation. It will return the value of total profit made in this superstore. Again, go to Statistics 2 and then select Minimum Operation. It will return the minimum value from the entire profit column. Similarly, Maximum option will return the maximum of all the values from the selected column. Median will calculate the median, Average will return the average of profit, Standard Deviation will return the standard deviation of profit, Count values will return total non-null value of the selected column, and Count distinct values will return the unique value from the selected column. Now, select the Customer ID column and run Count distinct value. It will return the number of unique customers in this dataset. Here we can see that total 4,873 customers made orders from this superstore. The standard tool in Transform tab is used to perform basic math operations in numerical columns. Select the quantity column. Go to Standard and select ADD. Enter a number to add to each value of the selected column. Enter 10 in this input field. Here we can see that the process adds up 10 to each value of the quantity column. Go to Multiply. Enter 10 in the input field. It multiplied each value of the quantity column by 10. Similarly, the Subtract method subtracts specified value from each number of selected column. Divide method divides by specified value from each number. The Modulo method returns the remainder from specified value. Now, select Sales column and choose Percentage. Enter 50 in the input field. It returned 50% from each number in the Sales column. Again, choose Percentage OF method. Enter 1000 in the input field. It returned the percentage of each value contributes to the entered value, which is 1000 in our case. Now, select the Profit column, go to Rounding, and then round UP. It rounds the decimal values of selected column to the next integer value. Again, select Round Down. It rounds the decimal numbers of selected column to the previous integer value. Once again, select Round. Enter 2 as the decimal place. It rounds all the values of Profit column into 2 decimal digits. Go to Add Column tab and click on Column from Examples tool. At the right side of the data preview area, a blank column will appear with the header name Column 1. Here, type the value of first row of the column Country, Philippines. Then type opening bracket, and then the value of first row of the column City, Bacolod City. Then type closing bracket. This will create a new column named Merged, where we can see the concatenate value of country and city columns. In this way, we can create a new column based on the values of some example columns. Go to Custom column. Write the column name as Profit per quantity. In the right side of the panel, from the available column box, choose the Profit column and click Insert. Enter a slash. Again, choose the Quantity column and click Insert. Proceed with this custom formula. It returns profit per unit sold. It will help to assess the profitability of individual items. Now, go to Conditional column. This feature allows to create new columns based on conditions that we set with other column values. Set the new column name as PL status. Choose the Profit column. Choose is greater than as operator. Set the value 0. Type Profit as output. Then add another clause. Again, choose the Profit column. Choose is less than as operator. Set the value 0. Type Loss as output. In the else section, type Break-even as output. We can see that here is a new column named PL status, which shows the profit or loss status of that specific order. If we run the Index column tool, it will create a column with index numbers for the entire dataset starting from 0. If we choose from 1, the index number will start from 1. Select any of the columns and click on Duplicate Column. It will create a new column that duplicates the value of the selected column. From the Date tool, we can extract different types of date elements from a date column. Select the Ship Date column. Convert the data type as date. Go to Date, and then choose Year. It will create a new column that contains only the year of the shipping date. Again, choose Month. It creates a new column that contains only the month value of the shipping date. Here is a detailed list of what other functions in the Date tool will do to the selected column. Select the Sales column. Go to the View tab and check Mark on Column Profile. At the bottom of the screen, we can see the value distribution of the entire column. Also, we can have descriptive statistics about the column. Like, how many error values are there, how many empty values are there, how many distinct values are there, what is the minimum, maximum, average and standard deviation of the selected column. And that concludes our Power Query series with this final installment. We've delved into a variety of techniques designed to unleash the full potential of large datasets, preparing them ready for analysis. Stay tuned for our next video. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, so you don't miss out on our upcoming tutorials. Thank you for watching.